One of the most surprising rookies last season was Andrew Nembhard. The 31st pick in the 2022 draft, Nembhard started 63 games for Indiana last season, and he stood out as a super smart player who just helps teams win. And I wanted to take a look at his game as we can learn from the little things he does on the court. So, let's get to it. Out of Gonzaga, Nembhard was a true point guard, but the main way he helped the Pacers last season was actually with his defensive versatility. At 6'5", he can play point guard or on the wing, and he frequently was tasked with guarding the opponent's top perimeter scorer. Here, for instance, he's on CJ McCollum, and he draws an offensive foul. He defended guards like McCollum and even bigger wings such as Jimmy Butler, and here he helps force a miss by defending without fouling. He's effective in large part due to his grit and willingness to do the dirty work. Notice here how he picks up McCollum full court, which slows down the offense. Then, when McCollum gives it up, Nembhard denies CJ back the ball, and the Pelicans don't get into their first action until 12 on the shot clock. That's how you set the tone defensively. He tracked McCollum well all game. Here, even off of a miss, he's right there to pick up CJ full court and slow the fast break, and this kind of pressure takes time off the shot clock and over the course of a game helps wear McCollum down. Second Spectrum is able to track when a defender picks up the ball handler in the backcourt, and here's the leaderboard from last season. Well-known pest Javon Carter is number 1 with 8 backcourt pickups per game, and Nembhard is number 10, which is impressive. Now, to be a good defender, it takes more than playing hard, and Nembhard also excels because he's smart and plays with good technique. To showcase this, let's take a look at his savvy ball screen defense. So here, as the pick comes, he gets into the ball, which will effectively allow him to get over the screen. Then he steps over the pick to not get screened, and now it's all about the pursuit. And here he comes from behind to poke the ball away. Textbook. Here, it seems he heard the play call, and so look how early he denies McCollum, knowing Valanciunas is going to set a pin down for him. This forces McCollum to back cut, and then when McCollum gets the handoff, Nembhard is right there to get into the ball, so he can fight over the screen and contest. That's big time. So in the pick and roll, he gets into the ball, and he also has good technique to take away the pocket pass. Here, as Clarkson attacks, notice how Nembhard gets his outside hand down to help take away the bounce pass to the rower Kessler, and Clarkson loses it. This was great. So here, he takes away the pocket pass to Valanciunas with his outside right hand, and then as Alvarado looks to pass it to Valanciunas over his shoulder on the pick and pop, Nembhard reads it and gets the deflection with his left hand. Beautiful. Notably, last season Nembhard did average 2.4 deflections per 36 minutes, which was in the 70th percentile, and here's another good play defending in pick and roll as he gets the poke from behind. To show an example of subpar ball screen defense, let's watch this play as Jaden Ivey defends the pick and roll. Notice here how Ivey isn't able to get into the ball, which leaves space between him and Butler, and this will make it harder for Ivey to get over the pick and stay attached. So, not surprisingly, he ends up getting stuck on the pick, which gives Butler lots of room to hit Adebayo on the pocket pass. Now, Nembhard's foot speed isn't elite, and this can get him beat at times. Here, for instance, McCollum is able to blow right by him. But considering everything else Nembhard brings as an individual defender, this isn't a huge deal. Plus, he actually holds up fairly well in isolation. He anticipates well, and here he uses his quick hands to strip Butler. Nembhard also adds value as a smart team defender. He's just consistently in the right spots and help. Here, for example, he's tracking McCollum tightly, but then once New Orleans gets into a handoff, he sees he's the low man. meaning based on his help position on the weak side, it's his job to tag the roll man, and he shows good awareness to rotate over. And this is really good. Once the pass is made, notice how he doesn't overhelp, but he gets back to McCollum as he knows the shot blocker Turner is recovering fast, and Indiana gets the stop. He also took 15 charges last season, tied for 16th in the NBA, and based on his toughness and IQ, this isn't the least bit surprising. He's quick as a help defender to rotate over and take these. So Nembhard's ability to guard top scorers and be a quality team defender made him a clear plus on defense last season. He's a great example of how defense is not just about physical tools, but it's just as much about effort, IQ, and technique as well. Moving on to offense, and let's start with the positive. He can improve as a shooter, but he did shoot 37% on catch and shoot threes, which is about league average. This allowed him to play off-ball next to Indiana's shot creators. Here, for instance, Haliburton runs a pick and roll, and Nembhard spots up in the corner and hits a three. As a rookie, he didn't have a huge offensive role, but he was able to make enough threes to keep defenses honest and fit a 3-and-D mold. He's also a good passer who regularly makes the right play, and here in transition, he leads the break and finds Haliburton for a three. Remember, Nembhard was a point guard in college, and I like his fit next to Haliburton as a second side playmaker who can play off of him. Here, for instance, Haliburton pushes the pace and then gives it up, and Jalen Smith can go right into a pick and roll with Nembhard on the second side because Nembhard is comfortable making decisions in ball screens, and here he finds Smith on the roll. I love this. Haliburton has it, and Turner could go set a ball screen, but here, as another option, Turner sets a flare screen for Nembhard. And when Vanderbilt gets stuck on the screen, notice how Nembhard takes advantage. He's patient, as instead of forcing a drive, he waits for Turner to roll. And what this does is it forces Olynyk to tag Turner, leaving Smith open in the corner. But now, notice how Nembhard doesn't just pass it to Smith, but he manipulates Olynyk by looking at Smith in the corner, which freezes Olynyk and allows Nembhard to find Turner for a layup. But despite his good feel for the game, Nembhard was a mediocre offensive player as a rookie due to his struggles as a scorer. His 53% true shooting percentage was in the 34th percentile among combo guards last season, and he lacks burst. Here, for instance, versus a switch, notice how he can't beat Hayes off the dribble. While Nembhard was decent shooting off the catch, he struggled to shoot off the dribble last season, and so in pick and roll, defenses were able to drop their big and dare him to shoot. And because of his lack of scoring ability, his pick and roll efficiency struggled last season. When he ran a pick and roll, Indiana only scored .89 points per chance, which is poor. That being said, he showed real flashes in pick and roll. He not only finds the roll man well, but he does a good job with his passing reads finding weak side shooters as well. For a rookie, his pace was excellent. Notice here how he doesn't get rushed and calmly hits the bank shot. He doesn't project as a primary creator due to his lack of shot making, but if he improves his scoring enough, that would go a long way into making him a quality offensive player and more efficient in pick and roll. And what I like about Nembhard is that he can develop into a valuable player in the playoffs. In these past playoffs, we saw how versatile guards such as Derek White or Nembhard's new teammate Bruce Brown were essential as role players. Two-way guys who defend and fit in on offense complement stars at the highest level, which is why there's a lot to like about Nembhard. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.